Good afternoon, Krystallo.
Good afternoon, Jack. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How's your week going?
It's been going well, thank you.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So, tell me, this week's CCE Weekly, what did you like?
Number 106, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, first of all, I like the title, A Cunning Plan. Cunning, it's a really good adjective, cunning. But before we dive in, hello everyone, my name is Krystallo.
And my name is Jack.
And welcome to the Crystal Clear English or the CCE Weekly. Welcome to the Crystal Clear English CCE Weekly Companion. This time, number 106. All right, Jack, tell me a little bit about this cunning plan, because obviously this is a TV show that you've watched, but I haven't. So can you explain a little bit to our audience about it?
Sure. So, firstly, a cunning plan is a catchphrase from a famous TV show. And when I was a kid, I used to watch this all the time. I used to borrow my father's videos back in the day before DVDs. That's how old I am.
Let's not remind people that.
The show was called Blackadder. And I was fascinated years ago to find out that it had actually been dubbed or translated from the original English into Catalan. And a lot of our Catalan students knew it and really enjoyed it as well as other TV shows, actually. So I thought that was great. I'm going to butcher this in Catalan, but I believe it's Oscurzo Negre, I think, in Catalan. So yeah, and it always fascinated me that there's some guy in the TV3 studios that made the decision to bring this show over. And yeah, you've never seen it though, have you, Krystallo?
I have never seen it. I'm sorry, I just haven't. You gave a little list of adjectives that we could use to describe a plan, other than cunning, of course, even though cunning is a really good adjective, maybe my favorite from all this list. Can you give us a few of these, Jack?
Sure. Well, I mean, you tell me what you like. A solid plan?
I like a solid plan.
Solid plan. Sound, concrete, detailed, practical, feasible.
I like
I love that
feasible.
word.
Yeah.
Feasible. It's doable.
Yeah, what is it in factible? That's the word, factible.
For sure. Feasible, factible, comprehensive plan,
Mm-hmm.
strategic,
Mm-hmm.
vague, realistic, risky, doable, half-baked.
Ooh. What's a
What's a
half-baked plan, Jack?
half-baked? I think it's, let's just say it hasn't been thought through.
Mm-hmm.
Should we say that?
Exactly. Not a very well-prepared plan. If someone says to me that was a half-baked plan, I would be offended.
For sure. And robust.
Mm-hmm.
A robust plan.
So
Okay.
cunning. So cunning is a really nice word. And you say here it doesn't really easily translate into Spanish. You say here that it means astuto or listo. But it can be a little bit tramposo and engañoso, right?
Yeah, I think it's like it's like a clever plan, but there is a hint of deception, shall we say? There's a hint of, I don't know.
Like a fox. A fox usually is very cunning.
A fox.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it. All right. Now, what is your cunning plan, Jack?
Well, the cunning plan. Well, firstly, we should say where the cunning plan comes from in the show. Basically, there was one character, Baldric, who always had a cunning plan.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, to be honest, his plans were terrible, but that was why it was so funny. And anyway, it's one of those like phrases that if you hear a cunning plan, I mean, well, a Brit would struggle to take you seriously if you said you had a cunning plan because of this TV show. But anyway, my cunning plan in this situation, in this newsletter, well, we had an idea to help someone with their fluency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And in the last couple of years, we've been using AI more and more to track and measure people's speech. There's a lot of good tools out there. We've been testing them. And there's one in particular that I'm a big fan of. And basically, our cunning plan is to have a free fluency course for one lucky student or one lucky listener. And they're welcome to apply. And at the end of the month, we're going to have a little raffle sorteo, I
Yes,
suppose.
I think so.
And one lucky listener, student, reader will have the option to do a little mini AI course in order to, with the aim of increasing their fluency, with the aim of increasing the number of words they speak per minute, and as well as fixing some sort of verbal tics that they may have. Words that they might start sentences with consistently, or filler words that they may use inside, inside their speech.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I think it's a very, very sound plan.
A sound
A
plan,
sound plan.
not strategic.
Also strategic, but I like sound plan. Yeah.
It's a sound plan.
All right. Now a solid plan. Now using the word plan, there is the common mistake here, something to avoid. That is a very common mistake that people make, where they say it's I did a plan. You don't
For
do
sure.
plans, you make plans. Or another version, Jack, you have here, which is
To come up with a plan.
yes. I love this one. Come up with as a phrasal verb. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's like ocurrirse. It's like
Se me ocurrió,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You came up with a plan, but the best and the easiest is make a plan. Yeah, fantastic.
Perfect. Yeah, so yeah, you can come up with them. You can make a plan. You get a sense of creation, right, with a plan. So you're either going to create a plan, make it. You
Yeah.
don't really do
No.
plans. It doesn't really make sense, does
You
it?
make plans with friends, for example. We made plans to meet next week, etc. You also have a business expression here with the word plan, which is to put the plan into action. Can you
For sure.
explain a little bit about that, Jack?
Well, it's pretty much what it says, You've made the plan, you've got the idea. Now what you need to do is to actually make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it into a reality, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So in English, you would say to put the plan into action. To begin carrying out or executing a plan, to move from preparation to implementation. It marks the moment when ideas become real action.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's the idea. You good at putting plans into action, Krystallo?
I think I am pretty good at putting plans into action. What do you think, Jack?
I think you're an expert at it. And finally, we have something to watch, which is from the very television show Blackadder that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And I would recommend to anyone watching this to not only click on the link, but obviously to check out Blackadder, because I don't know, it's very entertaining. Very entertaining. And it's one of those shows, Krystallo. The reason that I was so sort of impressed that it was here in Catalonia was because I was thinking to myself, this show must be impossible to translate because of the wordplay and the jokes and the writing. But the very fact it's translated, I was like, wow.
Was it also Blackadder where they tried to make the English dictionary or something, or thesaurus?
Yeah, they tried
And
to make this one episode.
all the words in the English language, and then some other
They
words
tried to
come
make
up. Is that it?
exactly.
Okay, then I have watched a clip or two. But you also have another video here. That's one of your own videos, Jack. That
Yeah.
it's attached there for people if they want to watch it, which I really recommend they do. And talking about how native speakers really use think, believe, imagine, and suppose. I strongly recommend that everyone watches this.
To be fair, you and I disagree about this a fair bit.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
I don't think you're a big fan of this.
So one of the other things that we have started doing is explaining a little bit about some expressions or things that have come up in classes. I've got only 3 for today. Can I go first, Jack?
Always, ladies first.
The first one, I think you won't believe the translation for this one. I was so impressed yesterday. I was like, what? It's no small feat.
I like that.
Yeah. Now observe, it's feet, not feet like BS, but feet, F-E-A-T, which, listen to this, Jack. It's no es moco de pavo.
Moco de pavo.
No es moco de pavo. Or no es poca cosa. Moco de pavo. No es poca cosa. I was like, yeah, but moco de pavo?
I've never heard that.
Well,
But
apparently, like I looked it up yesterday, and that's what.
just looking up with ChatGPT or like,
No, that was, and my students confirmed. Yeah, you say that. No es moco de pavo. So
wow.
it's like no, it's not a turkey's mucus. If I understood correctly, it was like what? No es poca cosa. It's no small feet. Observe, it's
Yeah,
no
no small. I
small.
mean, no small feet and no es poca cosa, obviously.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. For example, the example that I used is that we're going away this weekend with all my family, and we found flights traveling from 3 different countries, all landing at the same airport, within 30 minutes of each other. I hope my mom doesn't watch this right now when we post it. Let's just hope that she might wait a little bit. Anyway.
Sorry, we can post it after. We can post it on Thursday or something.
That's a good
Thursday
idea.
afternoon.
Or Thursday morning for that matter.
Exactly.
Now, the next thing I put in, I've taught in my classes is the difference between, I love this one, to overhear and to eavesdrop.
Okay. So one's more active and one's
Well,
right.
yeah, when you overhear, imagine that when you overhear is when you accidentally hear something. It's not you're deliberately.
Sure. But let's be honest. If you're eavesdropping and you hear something, and you go like, "Well, I overheard," you're never going to say, "I was eavesdropping."
Let me show you what eavesdropping is this.
Exactly.
That is eavesdropping. But when you overhear, it's like imagine you're there in the cafeteria, you're enjoying your coffee, and you hear someone say something because you just hear, you overhear. Whereas
Yeah, but
eavesdrop,
my point is, if you're eavesdropping, you're never going to admit that you're eavesdropping. You're always going to
unless I'm
say, "Well,
caught,
I overheard."
I would just say I heard. I would not lie. If I
Yeah.
heard,
If you say overheard, then they know you're eavesdropping. That's the point.
well, for example, if you're giving a class and I hear my name, I overhear my name, or I hear my name, I will eavesdrop. I will
The
come
amount
and
of
I'll
times
put
I
my
hear my
ear
name.
on the door and I'm like, what is he talking about? So when you eavesdrop, you deliberately listen to other people's conversations. Whereas you overhear is when you
Oh, it's an
hear.
accident. Yeah,
It's an accident.
I overheard.
Exactly. These are the expressions that have come up in class this week. What about you, Jack?
Yeah, there was one that I quite liked because it's similar, right? So, firstly, obviously, in English, you say two things are different, or you can't mix two things. They're apples and oranges, right? So, in Spanish, they say a question to
I
you,
don't know.
Krystallo.
What do they say?
Apples and pears. No, don't, let's not get in the Cockney rhyming slang. That's another thing. But they say apples and pears.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay.
But then there's another one, okay? So that's sort of, two things don't mix, you can't compare the two things. And when two things are really, really different, there's an expression I like to say in English. You can even see pubs that are called this name. And that would be chalk, titha, and cheese. Okay. So if two things are completely different, they're chalk and cheese. For example, Krystallo, some people might say you and I like chalk and cheese.
Yeah, I think in Spanish they say night and day.
You can say day and night, but I think you can also say in Spanish huevos y castañas.
Oh, all right, okay.
I think. Someone's going to probably correct us here, but this is the good thing about doing this. Anyway, two things are different, chicos. You got to say they're like chalk and cheese, completely different. I've got some other things. Then in like is sort of a slightly more business orientated one, like problemas iniciales, initial problems. You can also say there are teething problems.
I love that one.
I always like that because teething like a baby, right? Baby, when the teeth comes through, they're crying. So
it's a initial difficulties
initial difficulties, initial problems
in a new project or something like that. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, I quite like this. I can imagine you saying this one, Krystallo. This is not the time nor the place.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or you could say neither the time nor the place. That's pretty much it. Although one of my students the other day got the door. One of my students the other day was saying, "No me hagas la rosca." Do you know that one? So I think he was saying like, "Don't suck up to me."
Okay, it's like hacer la pelota.
Yeah, exactly. Like, don't be a teacher's pet, but it's more like, I don't know. Oh, you know what I'm saying. Don't butter me up, don't flatter me, or suck up to me. And there's some ruder ones as well, which obviously I'm never going to share on this. But I think that's all for this week.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. See you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.